Hello everyone, Dr. Opes here, and I'm going to show you the touch and go basics of editing your avatars. It'll be step by step on collecting them, organizing them, and modifying your look to what you want. If there's anything specific you had in mind to create, that'd be on the advanced video that I'll be uploading soon on Blender. Firstly, to get avatars, you have to know where to look. A good place to start would be the Second Life Marketplace on their website section, right here. You don't have to have any money or billing information to buy anything. There's tons of free avatars and parts to just wear and alter how you like them to be, if you have the effort for it. And I mean absolutely any way you want it to be. It's very important to make a quick check at what you're buying for permission set on them by the seller, like right here. Copy here means you're able to make duplicates of this object, which is damn useful in case you make a mistake while altering it. You can just switch back to the duplicate and carry on. Modify means that you're able to change how this object looks or how it works to an extent. Transfer means that it's allowed to be passed on to someone else between person to person. Usually sellers leave this off, like scratched out like this, which is only right because they do need to make business. It doesn't take much money to buy things, really. Avatars are usually 800 lindens or below, which is like $3.50 or so, and that's less than a gallon of milk. Now, there's another way to get avatars, and that's by looking around inside the 3D world itself. In different sims, there's market areas around town where you could buy avatars and their parts too from vendors. Clothing as well, you just have to know where to look. Sometimes, and I mean sometimes, avatars and or clothing can only be found inland, which means a specific area in the rented land somewhere on the search grid on the map, like so. Not all avatars and clothing have to be found in a store. There's places where goodies are collected in a pile and just put up on a wall or a library. Just typing freebies will turn up some helpful areas to search for treasure. But if you're looking for more, there's a website called teleporthub.com, and it's very useful for finding free stuff like gifts. If you join special groups for free, you can always leave them or stay if you really like their stuff. If you see someone with an avatar you like, just go into edit mode, and then when you select them, pay close attention to the menu board here to get some clues on what to look for. Search for the creator by name on the marketplace, or you can just ask the person wearing it where they got it from. Now, to keep your avatars organized, you just have to go down here, the shirt tab, and you'll have to save your outfits accordingly, so you can save the combination that you're wearing and wear it easy. This is a very good method so you don't have to keep organizing folders all day or worrying about all the parts being in the same folder to begin with. You just wear them, save them like this, and huzzah, it's saved. But if you do need to switch between avatars that you haven't saved on this list yet, or if you're not wearing it, go over the folder that has the avatar with a complete set, right click, and select replace current outfit to replace the entire thing. Now let's get down to the parts. There's different kinds of avatars out there. There's classic avatars, mesh avatars, and ones made up of multiple parts. Classic avatars are the standard avatars that you get when you register for the first time. You might be set up with a mesh one, but there will be classics in your inventory somewhere. Some people mistaken them to be mesh at first glance sometimes, and I mean sometimes. But classic avatars are quite different from mesh. Mesh avatars let you use absolutely unique bodies like quadrupeds, elongated bodies, and abstract forms. Classic avatars are more for human proportionate avatars. They don't get very big, but that's about all that some people need to work with. Then there's what we call combination avatars that are made of multiple pieces. Most of them are made out of these things called sculpties or non-rigid mesh pieces. These pieces are placed in a certain way to make up a shape, and to modify this, you'll have to have a bit of an understanding of physique. But things don't always have to be perfect when you're making your avies, really. Just take time and effort to piece together your own Frankenstein to be beautiful, or you can make an avatar as ridiculous as you can tolerate. Then next, with my volunteer Trixie, we'll talk about avatar slots. They're points of the body where you can attach things, and you have about 47 of them, I believe, counting. To attach anything to yourself properly, like let's say a hat, you simply go to your inventory menu, like so, and right click over what you need, attach to whatever body part you have in mind. Of course, we're going for the head, so I'm looking for a skull right here. Attach to, and huzzah. It might not come out as cleanly as this. I tweaked it a bit, so you might have to turn it over onto its side appropriately, like so, and etc, etc. Now you did see that there were a lot more options right here. You could attach it to any other body part besides your head, but let's say you attached it to like your neck down here, or your chin. It might not move appropriately to your head as it moves around. It'll keep still while your head is like moving left or right. You may have noticed all the other details under this menu here. There are body parts already attached to these slots, but you don't have to worry about adding more than one thing to each of them. If you're careful, you can just apply them manually like so. It says right here the main is taking up the slot for the skull segment, but you can just press add since it's already set to the skull, and it won't replace it. They'll share the same one. And the same goes for like bracelets or clothing and accessories that you want to wear in the same place. It'll be just fine. But if you try to just wear them sometimes normally, it'll just replace what you had on. So like be mindful, and if it's doing that, just press add, and there we have it. Finally, we are going to talk about shapes, AOs, and deformers. Shapes are things that determine the proportions of the body. They applied mainly to classics, but they apply pretty well to mesh bodies too. Manage your size under this mode by moving the sliders for height, width, and all sorts of things. So like experiment at your heart's content. Oh, and one important note before I move on to the next thing. How I did that, I just clicked my avatar during edit mode, and then I clicked appearance to edit shape. so it stays that way while I modify it. You might have problems with it later, so I'm just mentioning it now. Things called AOs are what make avatars animate to move in a certain way when you're moving around or so, or when you're simply idling like that, see? Some AOs come with the avatar if you buy them on the marketplace, like this avatar right here, the EP body. But most of the time, these AOs will be specifically for bipedal avatars, avatars with just 2 feet. And at times, they don't just animate your body. Sometimes there are deformers inside a specialized AO in the form of a script, so to say. Just find it here. There it is. Deform override. And they transform your body to hold a specific shape, most especially a quadrupedal avatar. They can be pretty easy to understand once you get the hang of the body. And well, that's about it. Play around and experiment with things, and you'll figure it out by trial and error. You must never stop trying. And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below, or contact me directly on SL or Discord, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. This is Dr. Oates, and I hope you have a better idea of how to work on things. Remember, never stop trying and keep experimenting. 1, 2, 3, science!